The following statements you are about to hear are not made to offend or hurt anybody's feelings, although we may discuss serious topics. It's all entertainment, man. In all reality, don't take this shit too serious. Have fun, laugh a little bit, relax. Let's talk about it. Shades Talk.
Alright, so we back with Politic'n with Shades. I got a very talented dude I saw recently at a Don't Tell comedy show. And I haven't been on the comedy scene in a long time, but I was kind of taken away by his comedy. Super talented, super funny. Got my guy Sammy here.
Oh man, thank you. That was a good intro.
Hey man, I
was surprised you were taken aback. That's a good reaction.
Because I'm a hard crowd.
Right.
I can't. So I relate to stuff that I grew up seeing, but I also relate to other people's shit that I haven't seen. So I feel like if it's funny, it's funny for me. If it's not funny, it's not fucking funny. So I'm not going to laugh at it. But you had some real authentic shit in there, and it was like, I was like, okay, he's talented.
Oh, that's good. I'm happy you fucked with it, bro.
It's good. Not everybody on that ticket was, but
it's all right.
You definitely were.
It's all right. Some of them, I mean, they're dragging, but it is what it is.
It's no knock on them.
I'm
they're
still trying.
They were getting laughs, but just from my
not for you.
Form of comedy.
I respect it, bro. Yeah, I got. That was an interesting, I think you were on probably, no, it wasn't yours. There was a show after yours that was really weird. Because, the demographic of people really lets you know how good a comedy show is about to go. Mm-hmm. Because, if you get young, kind of drunk people, the show could either go really well or really bad.
Right.
But if you get, a middle-aged Republican crowd, it's never gonna get really good, but it's never gonna get too bad. It's just the spectrum of people is always interesting. If you do a black room, mm-hmm. it's either gonna go really good, or they just want you to leave. Okay. There's no that's the one thing I do respect about a black audience is they're just you're not doing it for us. Right. Can you just get out of here? Yeah.
That's real. That is true.
That's the fun part of doing black rooms is just when you lose them immediately from the beginning, and then you just sort of got to work your way back into gaining their favor. But besides that, they're all right.
I respect the grind of it, man, because
grind's a hassle, bro.
I've watched more shows on TV than I've been live, but I've seen some brutal reactions from the crowd. Oh yeah. And the ones that kind of thug it out and stay there and they kind of finish the set and it's gotta hurt them inside, but they're kind of all right, you gonna see me again.
It never really hurts my feelings too bad. Okay. Cause it's just a rep.
Yeah, okay.
So it's if you miss a layup, you're just oh fuck. I missed a shot. I'll be all right. Yeah. Cause you've done well so many other times before. Right. And so then in your head, you're oh, maybe I messed one or two things up. I could change them, and I'll be okay for next time. Right. But sometimes it does suck, especially when some shit works doesn't work, and then you look at the audience and you're mm-hmm. It's because they're crazy. Right. Even though there's 100 of them and one of you, you're no, they're just fucking up. That's the worst part. But I mean, stand-up's fun. The grind of it is it gets annoying after a while, though. Yeah. Especially when you're not in an A city. If you're in New York, Chicago, LA, maybe Philly, mm-hmm. maybe a DC, a big metro area like that. You can get up 4 or 5 times a night, maybe 3 times a night throughout the week.
Get reps in.
Yeah, out here throughout the week, if you want to even get 2 or 3, it's not looking good,
So you feel like that's the toughest thing is just getting the reps in because the crowd, the city's not really built for comedy.
Yeah, the city, there's very few cities that are used to live entertainment on a regular basis. If you go to Nashville, they got people doing country music every night. That's why they got like all the country stars going there. Mm-hmm. Same thing with comedy. Like if you go to LA and New York, right, it's like 8 shows a night, 10 shows a night, and people go. Like that's like there are people who are fans of stand up who go to watch it. Right. So they have like they know like how to act at a show. Okay. A lot of shows in the Midwest is like you have to establish how the show is supposed to go. Because people don't know how to enjoy stand-up yet, you know? Right. So you have to like show them how to do that. So that's not like the funnest, but I mean it's still fun. It's still a cool town, especially out here. The scene's growing, so it's fun to be like part of it. But it does get annoying whenever you go to like a big, like you go to like a New York. You'll like hang out with like your New York comic friends. You'll pop into like 4 shows, and then you're like, oh, this is regular. Like it's Tuesday for this guy.
Right.
You know. But yeah, it's straight. I fuck with stand up out here.
So that area of Franklinton, that Don't Tell.
Oh yeah,
it's a unique spot. So I haven't spent like a lot of time out there, but I feel like if anything were to go down as far as the comedy scene kind of blow up or get a foothold in the city, I feel like it could do really well in that
Franklinton
particular area. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing in the short north or downtown area that's live entertainment based.
Exactly.
Nothing. Like no music. Right. You have that one piano bar, but everything else is dead.
For sure.
So it would just take somebody to like launch a club like that. It would do very well, honestly. Yeah. Like it would definitely kill, but
I think it would. Those people out there that kind of live out there, they've embraced, I don't want to say like a hippie feel.
Oh, it's definitely like that.
But they're like outside.
But they got good jobs and shit. Yeah,
they got good jobs, right? But they want to enjoy, I guess, life. They want to be outside. And that's kind of what you need for people that like comedy. Like they want to enjoy everybody's personality.
You need working class. You need sad people. You don't want those happy motherfuckers at the show, bro. They just smile at you. You don't want that shit. You're a firefighter. You know how to laugh, bro. Those motherfuckers don't know how to laugh.
No, they don't know how to laugh at all.
Nah, that's the best. When you get like, that's the one thing I will say about Republican audiences. If they're all plumbers, you better have a nice show.
Yeah.
It's fun because they like let you know how you're doing. But nah, that part of town is cool. I don't know. I always just get scared when I go on the west side. I still have that like I still have that like thing in my body that's like you should be on your toes out here.
And there are certain parts you definitely should.
I mean, but even there, like when I see the Gravity building and I'm like, this is still walking distance for anybody who's on trash.
100%.
So I'm just over there like, all right, y'all niggas think it's safe, but it's like y'all gotta watch out, bro. There's like streetwalkers still on Broad Street.
They get a little bit too comfortable, but just know you in touching distance of a crackhead.
Yeah.
So like they can still reach out.
Heroin's around the corner,
Heroin's
bro.
around the corner, like you said, it is around the corner.
Nah, that whole we did a show actually in a development like not far from the west side, like from Hilltop. Mm-hmm. And they were advertising that like there was a new property development called the Quarry.
Okay.
And they were charging like $800,000 a house. It was crazy. Damn. But I was just pulling up my map. I'm like, this is like a mile from Hilltop. Like, there's no way they could sell these houses.
Right.
But they're still selling them.
They're gonna sell them.
That shit blew me away, bro.
They're gonna sell them. That's some real shit.
And the people who are buying it, they don't know. Like, you're spending $2 million, but you're like 2 blocks away from like the drug overdose capital in Columbus. You know what I mean?
That's true. That is very true. Some of them don't know. Some of them do know and just don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck. Yeah, that's fair. The houses were nice.
Right, and I'm gonna make this money or this. I'm gonna make the black how I want to make it.
Yeah, no, that. But yeah, no, the shows over there are fun. I really love doing downtown shows because whenever I finish there's always like these weird hidden clubs downtown that I like to pop into.
Okay.
There's like a Spanish one. They're all like in basements.
All right.
So you'll go into the basement of like some like commercial building and it'll just be like every like drywaller in
That's
town
actually kind of dope.
Jumping, bro.
That sounds real dope.
Yeah. So or there's a couple like black clubs over there downtown. So I like popping into those immediately after a show, just to sort of like decompress.
Yeah. I like experiencing new stuff. Like I don't want to do the same thing over and over again. So different people, different vibes. Like I'm all over it, man. And like people look at me, I'll be in some places they will not expect me to be.
Where you be going? There's some weird spots.
So that's what I'm saying. I'll try to find them. So there used to be a bunch of afters I used to go to.
Oh, you were an afters guy.
I was an afters guy.
Bro, I remember. I stopped going.
Yeah, you got to be careful in the afters.
Nah. I stopped going because I went to one, and then they wouldn't let us in because we were too early. I left, and then the morning I woke up. Huh?
They let you too early.
Yeah, it was like 1. They're like, no, you there too early.
Yeah.
So we went, and then we were like, all right, fuck it, we'll just leave. So we left. I ended up just going to bed. I woke up, whole afters got shot up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to be careful. They have one, used to be the Shark Bar, used to go out throughout north, they used to have them. So it's like, you got to be really careful.
So what's the vibe? Because every afters I go to, it's like, the vibe is different.
I haven't been to one in a while, but for me, it's different vibes. So I went to one, we'll break it up by area.
Okay.
So I went to one on Spring Street, which is close.
Right over here, yeah.
Yeah, right over here, which is like closer to downtown. And that vibe was really no different than like club vibe.
Right.
Get in there, you know what I'm saying? It was more like a club feel, club music. Now I went to a vibe that was at this warehouse that was out north. I don't remember what the street was on, but it was like off of Cleveland Avenue. Hudson maybe. So if anybody knows about that area,
Hudson and Cleveland, all right.
You already know. I get in there. Strippers is in these like little kiddie pools with the
Get
water.
Get the fuck out of here.
Shaking ass. Dudes is throwing dollars. I mean, it was kind of like a wild scene, but it was live though.
No, I'll go to that.
It was live though. You know what I'm saying? But it was one of those things where you was like, you know, something could shake off any
quick,
point
right?
In time, quick. So like, I used to like those scenes, but now I'm kind of like, damn. I want to be here tomorrow. Maybe I should just chill out. You know what I'm saying?
Crib,
But it's fun though. It's like you alive, it keep you on your toes, and honestly, me being from the turf, it don't shake me because
you know when somebody coming in there.
I already know what it is. I already know what you on. I probably seen you 100 times. You know what I'm saying? I already know what you do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody cool. The thing about it, I don't think nobody really plans on getting to no shit.
Yeah,
it just happens.
It just happens. Yeah,
and when it happens, you need to either be out the way
or get the fuck out
the way.
Yeah.
One or the other, you know what I'm saying? And that's the shitty thing about it. It's like you kind of got to be on your toes, so you can't super relax like you want to. But also it be super fun like that too. It's a little bit of danger involved. But most of the time it's like sometimes it's shit that has some old stuff. Like these dudes
7
know
years
each other.
ago,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They know each other, they just happen to see each other. But it's nothing like, it's not super dangerous to the point where like people just going in there and just shooting
shit up. Yeah, it's always something that starts.
It's always something that starts it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not no mass murder just going or popping off. If somebody's aiming for somebody,
they just don't know how to aim good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that person that's getting shot at, they knew they deserved it.
Yeah, and then they out. Yeah.
And they out. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things. So pay attention when you out at the after. Peep the scene. And just know, if that dude got a look in his eye, you might want to get out of there.
The problem is though, that look, like you see that look sometimes, and you're like, oh, he just wants some pussy. Like he's not on bullshit. He's just like fiending right now for pussy.
Yeah.
But then sometimes he might be doing some wild shit.
Yeah, hell yeah, our homeboy.
That sounds like a great spot though.
It's
kiddie pools,
it was
strippers,
bro. I'm talking about, I mean, it was dope. Like I had a hell of a time.
If there's a spot like that right now, I'll be there every weekend, bro.
Yeah.
And really, like all the afters now are just like club environments, and they're just like it's 20.
That's true.
To pop in.
That's true. Like a good after is like some really good dope. You know, everybody want to go after somebody die.
Yeah, that's true.
I want that. OG. Okay, let me get what we got.
Yeah.
You feel me? Now everybody went, oh, that used to be the spot. Well, y'all fucked it up.
That's true.
Y'all fucked it up, man.
The thing with afters for me, I always look at like the demographic of people who are there. So there's always like, I knew the afters that all my DJ friends would go to, and then like that might be the afters that all the strippers go to.
Right.
So I might want to go to that one. And then there was always the afters that it was just like alcoholics and like weirdos.
Okay.
And those you can't tell until you're there. You like sit down and you're like, oh, all these motherfuckers weird. Like,
right.
So then you want to leave.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I haven't been to a good one in a minute. I might have to see if I can pop out to one this weekend.
Yeah, bro. I don't know if they out there. I haven't been to one in a while. I don't know if they still out there.
I went to a couple Spanish ones recently. They have a good time, but the problem is they don't stop.
They just be going.
Yeah, so you just be there at 3. You're like, all right, I want to leave. And then whatever like Spanish girl you was fucking with, she gonna be there till 6. So you just lost her.
7, 8.
Yeah, you lost her as soon as you leave.
I gotta go to work here.
Hell yeah, bro. They really just go straight to work after that.
Yeah.
God bless them, bro.
I miss those days. I can't do that no more.
Yeah, I got like at least 3 or 4 more years left before I gotta chill out. So I'm just saying fuck it at this point.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I should have been. I'm 40, so I should have been.
Oh yeah. But you got a house. You relax and shit.
I'm good. I'm relaxing, but I still like to have a good time.
No, that's fine. But you got a home base and shit.
Yeah. I mean, my responsibilities are well taken care of, so it's not that.
You're all right. You just can't go do dumb shit.
Yeah, I just don't do.
But you can pop out every once in a while.
Exactly. I just don't do dumb shit.
I got a couple years of dumb shit left in me. I'm trying to get that out the system, bro. I feel it. I gotta do some like international dumb shit. I gotta start traveling and doing some dumb shit.
I'll say this: you never get it out your system 100%, unless you was just like a straight square at one point in time and you just kind of like got out of character and now you trying to get back to yourself. But if you just a person that likes living life, it never gets out your system. Now you'll move smarter, you'll make more money, you'll be able to afford nicer things, but that little dude in the back of your head will always be like,
man, go fuck. Yeah, fuck it. Just go have some fun.
Go have some fun.
Yeah,
man. You know what I'm saying?
I've been having to reel myself back like this week. This week has been crazy.
Has it?
Yeah, because I just like the one thing about comedy is like you get access to like this weird demo of a woman who just wants to hook up with you because you're funny.
Okay.
Which is like I'm starting to understand what it's like to be like an attractive woman almost.
Right.
Cause I'm like, oh, you only like me because of this one thing. Like I know if I was just a regular dude, you wouldn't be fucking with me.
Well,
so it does throw you off a little bit, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not turning it down still.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah, but it was just like you kind of gotta keep them at a distance.
But most of the time, women like one thing about a dude, whether it's they funny, whether they like how they look, their money.
Yeah,
like he's an athlete. Yeah, it's something.
It's always something.
It's always something.
But I know what that something is off rip.
Yeah.
That's what kind of like gets rid of the mystery, you know?
Mystery, okay.
Yeah. I'm weird. I like it. I like motherfuckers that like me, but not like that. I don't know. Like I'm weird like that. Like a lot of my boys, like they just break shit off. In my head, I'm like, yeah, she's a little weird. Like I don't know.
Yeah. You gotta be careful with that. You don't want to be nobody's world. That's the number one thing.
Yeah, that's true.
I learned that early in life. You do not want to be nobody's world. If you're somebody's world, she'll treat you like a fucking king, and then beat your ass like the devil.
Word.
In the same day. Because it's so too passionate.
Yeah.
I love you to death. Like literally, like you fuck me over, I'm gonna fuck you up.
See, I'm not at that level yet.
You don't want that. It's not.
So you had that. I don't want that. I'm good.
You don't want that.
Nah.
You want a woman that's like self-confident, like a female that's like, I know I can do better than you,
but I just like you.
But I'll just like you, which is cool. You know what I'm saying?
That's an ideal spot to be at.
That is an ideal spot. You know what I'm
saying?
Because
they'll keep you like
keep
grounded.
You on your toes.
Yeah, keep you on your toes.
You know what I'm saying?
Make sure you don't fuck up too much.
Hell yeah, women, we're really dumb. That's what y'all don't understand. For some reason, y'all let these dudes be shitting on y'all, and we really dumb as hell. We don't. I mean, it's pretty simple. Y'all run the world. Y'all have what everybody wants. We just want the box. At the end of most of us, at least.
Yeah, I've evolved past that now.
We'll see.
I don't even want pussy no more. I'm just like, can we hang? Like, what's the hang like?
That's dope though. That's good though.
Because like at this point, I'm just like, I could fuck if I want. Like, there's plenty of people I could fuck.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if you're cool. Like.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they're cool and the pussy's trash and you're like, I could deal with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's a good trait. Should be getting hard though.
That's a good trait. Like a woman that you can hang with. There's nothing sexier than a woman that has a dope, fly ass personality.
Yeah, bro. If I can't take you to the grocery store and have a good time, bro, I ain't fucking with you.
Bro, a vibe.
Yeah.
A woman with a vibe is different.
Cause then at that point I'll just bring my other friends, bro. I don't even want you around, like, just because I'm fucking you. That's crazy.
Exactly.
I'll text you when I need that.
Exactly.
I want to hang out with you, bro.
Oh, you got it all figured out.
Yeah, but nah, that's not easy. That's just weird. It's just weird. Especially you grew up dating in a different era, bro. Like, like now I'm not even doing like dating apps or no shit like that. Cause then it just turns everything into a numbers game.
Yeah.
As opposed to like having fun. It's like having a job almost, bro. You got to message people you know you're never going to see in person. Sending out like it feels like you're sending your resume out like every week.
Yeah. I missed the whole Tinder phase. So
it's fun, but then like after a while, you're just like, bro, like I gotta go home and swipe for 20 minutes. Like I'll just walk up to somebody at a bar. Like there's no point in me doing, because you can't translate who you are over like social media.
No, you cannot.
So then you just end up meeting people who like the illusion of you, not who you actually are. It's not fun.
I didn't think about that. Well, that's real shit, because it's all an illusion nowadays.
Yeah.
Everything's about clickbait and swipes. How much attention can you get? How many likes do you have? And to get like a real ass person, you gotta almost have like a face-to-face conversation.
You have to. That's like one thing I wish that there was bars like this in Columbus where like they take your phone at the front. Because the one thing I hate when I go out is like it's at half the clubs on their phone. I'm like, bro, just experience where we're at.
Right. You
paid a $15, $20, $30 cover. You're buying these marked up drinks.
Yeah.
And just to what? To get on Instagram? Like for what? You could have done that at the crib. But whenever I go out and like, there's a certain like beauty in going to a place and hanging out and like meeting strangers.
Right.
And it's like, I guess people are like uncomfortable or like socially awkward or whatever. But for me, that's the whole point. Yeah. Like if I go out to a club and I meet, you know, even if I meet just like some dude and I'm like, oh, he's all right, he's cool. Right. Like that was a good experience.
Right.
It was better than being on my phone or like
yeah,
just sitting there being clueless type shit. So I don't, that's the one thing I wish that people would like get rid of more often, is just put their phone away a lot.
I 100% agree with you.
Because it robs the experience from so much shit.
But I didn't get that, I guess, viewpoint or awakening until I was like older. So I had to be in like my 30s, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my early 30s. When I was in my early 20s, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really like reaching out to people. Like, I don't know. It was a weird time. You think you're the shit, even though you ain't got shit.
Yeah.
The shit. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, you just think you the shit.
Right. And you think
like,
people just gonna come to you.
Yeah, it's like my son. He think he the shit. Motherfucker ain't got no job. He ain't got no fucking money. You 14. What have you accomplished?
But he needs that confidence to get through this time in his life.
I get it, but being like
the same as you.
Yeah, I went through that though. So I'm looking like
you couldn't have got through your teen years if you didn't have that confidence.
You can still get
You could get through it, but it wouldn't be as fun.
It wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah.
You're right. But it blows me away that people have confidence when they don't have shit. And that's the beautiful thing about it. But it also, it's kind of fucked up because it allows you to not, or it prevents you, I should say, from going out and just opening up and just meeting people. Being vulnerable enough to meet people. So what, this motherfucker thinks you're an asshole. This motherfucker might not.
Yeah.
You know
and you also get like an idea of the type of person you like.
Yes.
Even like regardless of the demographic of the person you meet, you're like, oh, I fuck with this dude. Even though he's from fucking Bengal and barely knows English. You're like, oh, he's straight. Like
yeah.
It's so
I think that's dope. Like
it's way more fun, bro.
I think people are dope, but I'm a kid from the city too. And I got friends that they want to live out in fuck Batavia.
Fuck that, bro.
And I get it, you know what I'm saying? Like, they like their peace. I like my peace too. Maybe I'll buy some land, I'll get a cabin out there, but I don't want to live out there.
The one thing I don't understand is people who live in suburbs. Because you get the worst of both experiences.
All right.
Because if you live out in the country,
right,
it's quiet, it's peaceful, right. Nobody fucks with you.
Yeah.
But you're away from everything. That's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
But if you value your peace more, you're like, it's cool. I like that. If you're in the city, it's bustling, it's busy, but there's always shit to do and everything's nearby.
Right.
So you got to find a balance. When you're in the suburbs, everything is far away and your neighbor's right there.
Right.
And you don't have like, the nice thing about a city is like, you might have like 50 neighbors. Okay. You might like 20 of them. Right. The other 10 of them, you're like, oh, they're all right. The other 10 fucking suck.
That's true.
If you live in a suburb and you have one bad neighbor, you're fucked. Yeah. Everybody hates them.
100%.
But if you're in the country and you got a bad neighbor, at least you have that like seclusion. You're like taken away from them. So whenever I hear people and they're like, I'm moving out to a suburb, I'm like, in my head, there's no advantage in living in a suburb.
Right.
You pay city taxes pretty much.
True.
With none of the city benefits.
True.
Like you where you're at right now, you could still like in your like theoretically like walk or bike to a spot
for sure.
And if you wanted to go somewhere, like let's say you wanted to go to the fair,
right?
That's like what, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
If you wanted to catch an Uber, it's not gonna be over $30.
Right.
I have friends like they live like in Canal or like Hilliard,
too far from
and they're like, I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go out to the spot. You guys want to meet with me? They're like, that's a $60 Uber. I'm like, that's your dumbass fault. Why would you move? Why would you move to northern Dublin?
I think that honestly, because people have dealt with assholes in their life, and they're done with assholes.
That's life, though.
You know what I'm saying? That is life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you used to dealing with assholes, I put it like this: for every asshole I've met or every person that I dislike, I've probably met 20-fold people that
are better. Cool, yeah.
You feel me? So that's not like a determining factor. But sometimes people are like, man, I dealt with this. I don't ever want to deal with that type of experience again. Which is to each their own. Everybody grows up different. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to knock you for moving out to the country. That's your right.
See, the country I respect.
Okay, talk about
Suburbs, I don't respect.
Okay.
If you're like, I live off a rural road, I got a house to myself.
Right.
My nearest neighbor's a mile that way.
Right.
You made the leap. I respect that, bro. Like, you're really about
so
that.
You went all in.
I respect it.
Gotcha.
If you live in a suburb, you're fooling yourself, bro.
All right.
You're fooling yourself. Your backyard is only so big.
Right.
Your house is only so big. There's an HOA you got to pay fines to.
True.
You got it's too much, bro.
Yeah.
It's too much. I just don't get it. You might as well just live in the city at that point, because at least you have like the illusion of freedom in a suburb.
Right.
In a city, you actually have that freedom.
Yeah.
In the country, you actually have that freedom. Yeah. In the suburb, you're just locked in that little box. It's like a cubicle for your house. You just got that little box.
I never looked at it like that.
Where you live in your house.
Yeah.
It's not even like a grid. It's like those weird ass curvy roads.
Yeah.
So you can't even get places like right.
Right.
You can't walk nowhere.
That's true.
You can't ride a bike. You tell your kids to go outside. The outside's ass. Ain't shit to do outside. Nobody out there, right? Ain't nobody outside.
Yeah.
It's all tarmac, and then you got those weird little backyards.
Right.
If you're in the country, at least you tell them to go outside. You can throw them on a dirt bike.
Right.
They can go hunting. They can go do whatever they want. In the city, you can just tell them to go outside. They can go explore the town.
Yeah.
But the suburbs, bro, like I'm happy I didn't grow up in like in a suburban type area. Like I grew up kind of like on the outskirts of the city, so I still had some fun. But because like I spent the beginning of my life growing up in Ethiopia in like an actual city in Addis.
Right. Okay.
And that experience is like, I'm 7 years old. I step outside.
Right.
I hop on a bus.
Okay.
I go 2 miles down this way. I go to the shop. I get a Coke. I go hang out with my friend. Yeah. We go there. We talk some shit. We might fuck something up. We might throw a rock at somebody or something. Go like steal somebody's like donkey or something. Right. Like fuck around. Then I just get back. I go back home. And then like when I moved here and now see my friends in the suburb, I'm like, oh, you're just in jail. Like you're not even like.
Right. You
can't even go past the end of the street.
So let me ask you a question. How old were you when you moved here?
8 years old.
8 years old. Okay. Yeah. So you had enough time there where you had some pretty dope experience.
Yeah, like I had a whole like.
Yeah.
I felt way more independent out there too. Okay. Cause I don't know. There's not like this people aren't afraid of like child molesters and like kidnappings and shit. Nobody's even thinking about that. Like.
Right.
That's like way out. Nobody even acts like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you could just let your kids loose.
Yeah.
So you'll just like, be like 80 kids out. We'll just go do some bullshit. Just have fun.
Right.
And then come back home. And then I get here and I'm just like, everybody has a completely shifted mentality.
All right. So you're Ethiopian, and I'm glad you brought that up. Because I looked at you and I thought East African.
East African for sure. The forehead gave it away.
Well, I'm from Columbus, so we have a huge population of, you know what I'm saying, Ethiopians, Eritreans, Somalians, and whatnot. Yeah. I will say this. You have some gorgeous women.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
From that culture.
You ain't lying.
Probably some of the most beautiful people in the world come from Africa. Yeah. Especially that part. And we've been blessed in Columbus.
Yeah.
So I was talking to my guy. And he's a white guy. Good dude. And they always talk about these lists about women, the finest women in America, where they're at or whatnot. Mm-hmm. They said that like Mississippi was on the bottom of the list. They said like Denver was up there. I think Florida, Miami, like. So I agree with some of those places.
I don't agree with Denver.
Well, I don't either.
That's crazy.
But I said, who's writing this list first of all? That's the first thing. Who's writing the list? And I guarantee the person that writing the list is not looking at it from my standpoint.
Yeah.
So some of the places you think have the finest women, I might think they have the ugliest women.
Give me some of the ones you think have the ugliest.
The ugliest? All right.
Off rip, I'm just going to say it, New Jersey.
Ooh.
I've never been to New Jersey, except for the Cuban girls out there.
Okay.
The Cubans and the Dominicans. But everybody else out there is just, they're stressed.
Okay. Connecticut.
Yep.
That doesn't even sound like a
Boston.
place. Oh.
My God. And people act like they like that accent, bro. That shit is gross.
The accent nasty, and then if you put the accent, which you would visualize what the people look like, it doesn't make any sense.
Just bad built.
You feel me?
Yeah, nah. Boston's ass.
Anything that's super north. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go
Dakotas.
Michigan. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, some joints in Michigan.
Are there?
UP, I seen some.
I might see some shit in Detroit, but other than that, I don't really know. You feel me?
Okay, that's fair.
You know, it might be
some Arabs up there. That's what's
okay
for me.
So you already
over
know.
There in Dearborn.
Okay, I ain't never been. So
yeah,
I don't know.
you go out there and you're like, "Ooh, immigration's nice."
I'm speaking from imagination right now.
Okay.
But they put Mississippi on the bottom of the list. Now I'm not gonna say Mississippi because I've never been to Mississippi.
Yeah.
But I know there's some big jungle booties out there that I would love to probably see. So I'm not going to say like it don't, you know what I'm saying? All the women in Mississippi's ugly. I highly doubt that. But I'm pretty sure they're not looking like Dolly Parton either. No. So if that's what you're looking for,
that's not it.
That ain't it. You feel me?
See, I don't know. I always feel like it just depends on the type of people that gravitate towards where you're at.
Okay.
'Cause like even Atlanta, like there's a lot of beautiful women in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of
a
lot of scary ones too.
Yeah.
And then there's just a bunch of gay niggas that look like 21 Savage.
That's real talk.
Scare the fuck out of you, bro.
You're straight dude in Atlanta. You winning right now.
Maybe.
I'm saying though,
that shit is rough.
The race, there's more women than men, and the women are looking for men. And every time they look for a man, they find them in the same sort as they sharing the same purse.
Yeah.
So when you ain't doing that, they looking at you like you a winner.
Are like the dudes who are gay, but like not obviously gay. Cause you haven't met them because you're up here.
Right.
I went down there a couple times and I'm like, oh, that's just he's on some gang shit. Like he's weird. I'm like, they're like, nah, that nigga's gay. And then you're like, bro, I've never been more fearful in my life because like, ain't no way like. If he says something to me, like, what's my response gonna be?
He's Decepticon,
bruh, on a different level, bro. Cause he just looks like a goon, like really, like scary as hell. Like he has the whole like aesthetic, the whole fit of somebody. You'd be like, oh, I'm gonna avoid this guy. And then they're like, that nigga, he's gay as hell.
Chasing booty.
You're like, wow,
that's crazy.
But I mean, that's good. I guess that's progression, you know.
I guess so.
That's progress.
That is
like,
progress.
You're just like, yeah, he gay too.
They want equality.
Yeah,
there you go.
He's equal. He's equally scary. Nah, this but no, for me, I don't know. The one like trope that I do get a lot is like Ethiopian women are beautiful. Mm-hmm. And then for the longest time, I was just like, all right, they just look regular to me because I grew up around that.
Right.
But then I came out here and then I started fucking with like white girls and like black girls here. And then now I'm at the point where I'm like, yeah, I was fucking up. I should have just locked something up like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, you still
I still got time, but
you got hella time, bro.
But now I'm just like I'm getting to the point where I'm like on Instagram and I'll see friends of friends. I'm like, damn, she's bad. I'm like, what was I doing? Like I could have hit her up a minute ago.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm lucky with that one because it's easier for me than y'all.
For sure.
It's just a layup. Like
and you speak the language too.
Speak the language.
Oh, you in there like somewhere, bro.
I could talk to the mom.
You in there like somewhere, bro.
It's mad easy.
Yeah, and this is no knock on any race of women because I think there's some beautiful women out there.
Yeah, we got some mogos too.
Yellow, brown, white, motherfucker can be green with a badonk. I'm fine with that too.
Yeah.
But for where I live, we have a plethora of East Northern African women, and they are.
Yeah, you can't beat it, bro.
Super fine.
You can't beat it. You just got to be careful. They be pressing you. That's the only problem. But besides that, it is.
Yeah, it definitely is a different culture.
Yeah, no, they apply pressure heavy.
So, what got you started in comedy?
I wanted to start doing stand up, but I was like putting it off, and then I DM'd one of my boys. He was like in a he's actually a good friend of mine now, but I DM'd one of my friends who was in like this this Discord group that me and him were in, and he was doing stand up, and I was like, "Oh, can I just like come out to a mic with you, try it out, see how it feels?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." So he gives me the address for the mic, and then I pull up. I remember I pull up. He went up. He did pretty good, and then I did my set, and he had brought a girl there as like a second date, and I did so bad that she stopped talking to him. The first time I went up, and that's my like truly one of my best friends in life now. But I like our like friendship started with me.
Okay.
Like making them lose some like top tier pussy. That's like crazy. She was bad as hell too.
Okay.
But yeah, that's kind of what started my journey, and then ever since then I just been like just hitting it hard, trying to go up as much as I can, doing shows, traveling.
That's fire though.
Yeah, but that's how it started. I was just like,
okay, just
fucking up.
All right.
Yeah.
So for anybody that's starting out in comedy,
yeah,
what do you feel like? I don't feel like there's a key to success, because sometimes you got it, you don't. But some things that you can do to help you, like, you know what I'm saying, feel your way around the comedy scene.
I think you should have the confidence to know that you're funny.
Okay.
But don't think of yourself too highly. The one thing I see a lot is like a certain level of delusion, where motherfuckers are like, I don't know. They're just too positive. I don't know if that's coming out correct, but they'll go do some shit and they'll be like, yeah, that was okay. And I'll look at them and I was like, that was very bad, actually. You did very poorly. And you're being delusional if you think you can keep doing that and like progress. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
So if you do it, one thing I have seen is that the people who succeed the most are the most self-critical.
I got you.
The ones who are willing to like change and evolve and adapt themselves the most, and the people who are sort of like just doing it for fun type shit, like they never make that progression. Okay. So even for me, like, I don't know. That would be my best advice, and then just go up a lot. A lot of people, like, they'll give you like, there's no tricks or easy way to improve, or you just got to keep going up, and then be very honest with yourself about where you're at, and then you'll be fine. Also, be funny. Like, that shit helps too.
I think that might be number one.
Yeah, that's number one, is to just like be funny. But I've seen some motherfuckers who aren't funny, who just learn the math of comedy, who've done very well. Like, I know some people right now who are doing pretty well in the world of comedy, who, if you talk to them like on the street, like, you'd be like, there's no way this person's a comedian, but they figured out the steps. Yeah. The science to it, and they figured it out. So those people suck. I don't like hanging out with them. They're not fun for me, but I admire their work habit. Yeah.
So because I don't know if there's like comedy styles.
There definitely is.
So what will be like the voice of the Midwest, or the style?
The Midwest, it depends. So you have like the white dudes who are more like an emo, alternative type style.
Okay.
Then you got the like frat, don't give a fuck, like sort of standard white dude style.
Right.
Then within the black scene, you have the more like introspective, reflective style.
Okay.
And then the ones where you're like, you're just shucking and jiving, like you're not even trying to make jokes.
Right.
And there's like a spectrum, obviously. Like everybody falls somewhere in the middle, but
for sure.
That's sort of the Midwest. You have like Detroit, who has its own like distinct style of comedy right now, and then Chicago, which is like very well established scene and has their own style.
Right.
Especially with like the alternative white audience.
Yeah.
Because you got like the improv and shit up there. But when you're talking about like black scenes, Chicago's definitely a good one. Detroit's amazing. Cleveland's pretty good. Indiana's all right.
Okay.
But The Midwest, I mean, we have like a lot of good comedy here. It's just a lot of the more established or elite guys, they just like pop around in between the towns around here.
I got you.
So yeah, it's I think the Midwest style is everyone is just sort of, there's a lot of people are stuck doing less time because they're not in a big town.
Right.
So they're progressing, and then once they do go to the big town, they're usually pretty good.
Gotcha.
Because people that like start doing comedy in a big scene, they do like 15, 20 people max when they're first starting out. Whereas if you're out here, if you're 1 year in and you're funny, you could be up in front of 100 people regularly.
Right. Because
there's just such a dearth of talent. You know?
That makes sense.
Yeah, so you can progress a little faster.
Right.
But now the Midwest, I don't even think it has a really distinct feel. Like the South has like a very the South has like a very like, you see comedy from the South, you're like, oh yeah, that's a guy from, not even by the accent, just by the flow and like how they deliver.
Okay.
I think really when I really like the sound of Midwest comedy in my head, it's like it's fuck, who would that be? I guess Chappelle's probably one of the bigger influences, but there's a guy, I always forget his name, but he's from Indy. He did some time in Cincy, Chicago. Now he's a New York guy. He's huge. Okay. But he's sort of like the defining guy in the Midwest right now. His name's escaping me. I feel dumb as hell.
All right.
But yeah, the South is probably, when I really think about the scenes in the country, you got East Coast,
right,
most obvious. Then you got the South. Then you got West Coast guys.
Okay.
And then Texas is its own different thing.
Right.
But yeah, comedy's weird, bro.
Comedy's weird. It's ugly and it's beautiful at the same time.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like I don't know. It's one of those. I don't know if you've ever experienced this. Like, the nearest thing I could really think about is like if you go to play pickup.
Okay.
But the thing about comedy is like, no one respects you in the world of comedy until they see you go up.
I think that's how it should be, though.
It's how it should be, but like it's tough to explain that to like someone who does like music or something.
I get it.
Because you could hear, but if you're out like in a new scene,
right,
and nobody's seen you going up, they're just like, oh, I don't know who this guy is. And they see you go up, and if you're good, they're like, oh, this guy's fucking good.
Right.
We'll fuck with him.
So, how do you feel about the criticism on a lot of the social media comedians that are doing? They're very viral.
Yeah. They're
having a lot of success on Instagram, TikTok, or whatnot. I don't know if they have success in the stand-up game, but it seems to be some type of tension there.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is, so it's a double-edged sword with that.
Okay.
Because there is valid criticisms where like you would be a comedian who's very good at your art form.
Right.
And maybe you're like trying to do club weekends, and then somebody who's big on TikTok like takes your weekend or whatever.
Right.
Which is like, that's fair, but yeah, a lot of those guys a lot of them are just bitter. Like, I know guys even in Columbus like who were great comics, like really funny stand-up comics,
right,
who instead of complaining just did their own shit on social media, and their talent shined through. Okay. So they even if they don't have the biggest audience, right, it helped their career out, you know? Sure. So, yeah, I mean, like, there's always going to be people complaining in those instances, and I don't think that's the right, like, mindset to be in. And, like, secondly, like, comedy is a very weird art form. It's like the jazz equivalent, you know, like something you have to see live. Like, you can't experience this shit at home.
Right.
So if there is someone who's able to translate funny on the internet for people at home, of course they're going to, like, garner an audience. You can't be mad at them for displaying their talent. Even if you think it's dumb, like, there's millions of people who like it. Yeah. So you look dumb being like, oh, this motherfucker sucks, you know? Because that you're just telling, 10 million people they got bad taste. That's a terrible spot to be in. It's better to just learn from that, you know?
Right. So we'll do top 5. Who are And it can be any genre, anybody from any point in history. It could be some unknowns, you know what I'm saying? Because I've seen some funny people that I feel like would be, top of the top. They just don't do comedy.
Yeah.
So who are your top 5 comedians that you know of?
I think all time for me, this is like a take that nobody respects, but I've always thought Cat was my favorite. And
it's not a bad choice.
But he's genuinely an elite level of funny.
For sure.
People don't give him credit for, like, there's comedy purists or whatever have like specific takes, but I've never watched anything funnier than like 2 or 3 of his specials.
Okay.
You watch him live and you're like, oh, this person like really does this shit for real.
Does this shit, yeah.
I wouldn't say he's my number 1, but he's close to it.
Okay.
Then second for me is probably Louis.
Louis C.K.?
That man, I've never been to a live performance of his and not like nearly pissed myself.
Okay.
And the thing I like about him is he's so funny expressing who he is.
Yeah.
Because I remember I saw him right after he got canceled. And his whole first half was just like, bro, if you want to jack off in front of a girl and she says yes, still don't do it, bro. Like,
all right.
And in my head, I'm like, that's so funny because he's like losing millions of dollars. And he's just like, yeah, fuck it, bro. I'm just go do this.
What else? You don't have no more to lose, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. It's just so... He like... Just everything he did on like his show, his stand-up, even when he like gets interviewed and stuff, you're like, this guy just, this is all he cares about, like just being funny. But he's him. Let's see, Cat, Louis, probably, there's so many after that point.
There's a lot.
Burr, for sure.
Burr, he's on my list.
You seen him live yet?
I have not, but
man,
I want to.
You gotta see him live. A lot of these guys, you don't like understand how funny they are till you see him in like a comedy club is one thing, but if you ever in New York or LA, pop into their like home club,
right?
Because that's where they're most comfortable. Like I saw Burr at the Comedy Store, and it's funny to watch him there because you're like, he just left his house,
right?
So he's about to go home after this.
Yeah.
So he's just fucking around for part of it.
Right.
And you just realize like, oh, this person's like elite level talent.
Yeah.
You know? But he's fucking hilarious. Patrice probably.
Patrice on my list too.
Fuck. Attell, Dave Attell.
Okay.
For sure, Attell. And then as far as like young guys, I really love Gavin Matz.
Okay.
He's funny as hell. He's more like introverted, but his shit's funny as hell to me.
That's dope. One thing I'll say about Patrice O'Neal, you know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Rest in peace. That man.
Ooh, Tony Woods. Don't let me forget Tony Woods. Tony Woods. I've worked with him. He's one of the craziest people I've ever been in my life.
That's dope. Patrice put like he was like the Night of Comedy at one point in time, as far as defending it.
Yeah.
And he said something that I thought was so real and so honest. It's like, you can't tell me what's not funny, because at the end of the day, it's really subjective.
Yeah.
And that's 100% true. There are some offensive things people say.
Yeah.
That people will laugh at.
Yeah.
And not because they think that it's like real. Because they think it's genuinely funny.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It could be the most racist thing you ever heard in your life.
But racist stuff is outside of the context of like certain things. It's truly the most funny shit.
It definitely is. And comedy doesn't have a enemy, but it doesn't have a friend either.
That's the one thing I did learn when I came to the U.S. is y'all especially white people, they're not as comfortable joking around with race. But back home, we used to get on motherfuckers and we didn't care.
I think that
just because of the dynamic here, the social dynamic.
The social dynamic's different.
It's so binary. It's either like black or white.
It's black
when you're just like, oh yeah, this Pakistani motherfucker, and then it's fun.
Right.
You know?
when I think race is not so, and I'm from America, but obviously African American or whatever. So I can imagine if I were to go to a country where the majority of people look like me.
Yeah.
We would be talking. Our issues would be completely different.
Fuck yeah.
It'd be all personal shit. You know what I'm saying? My problem wouldn't be how black you is. Like, we both black to the motherfucker.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like your ass because your breast stink. Like, that's just the real shit.
Then it gets real tribal. That's when it gets fun.
It's like some other shit. We have other issues.
That's specific enough to be funny. Like, if you're like, oh, he's from this part of the country, you're like, oh, that motherfucker's stinky.
Right.
Then it's funny.
Yeah.
But, now, I don't... Yeah, I mean, you can really make anything funny. It's just about timing, really.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Timing, context, and it's art, man. You got to put some work into it.
Yeah.
And damn near make anything funny.
But it's, I don't know. Whenever, like, there is also this, like, the culture that you're, like, making fun into. That plays a huge role. Like, if you're, you'll see shit that, like, certain people just completely understand.
Yeah.
And it'll just come, like, if you say, like, certain shit in a black room, like, it's never gonna work.
Right.
Or if you say certain shit in, like, you know, just cultural stuff that people don't have, like, full context of.
Right.
That shit always, like, blows me away. Because I've always had to, like, when I came to America, I tried to immerse myself in, like, all the cultures that existed. So I could kind of, like, float in between.
Right.
But then I always see people who are just completely clueless. I'm like, damn, you don't even know how, like, this part of the country or like this demographic of people, like what they think or how they like vibe and shit.
Right.
So it always blows me away. But fuck no, what's your top 5 as far as comics go? Because I'm always interested to see what like just a fan.
Just a fan, right? I'll say Burr, Patrice, Chappelle.
Damn, I didn't even mention Chappelle top 5 for me. No, he's definitely up there.
For me. And this, I'll put him in there because I'll never laugh harder. I'll say Mike Epps.
Oh, Epps is crazy.
Epps is
crazy.
Yeah.
No, my Epps is
I say Mike Epps, and then I'm gonna put an off name in there because I grew up watching him. Sinbad.
No, Sinbad's not off. Sinbad's nice.
Yeah, but this generation doesn't really know about.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Sinbad, you feel me? Like he'll be in the history books forever.
Yeah.
But it's like. You talk about Sinbad, like it's like the newer generation doesn't really put respect on his name like that.
Anybody newer you really like that you've seen recently?
I like Tony Hinchcliffe.
You like Hinchcliffe?
I like Hinchcliffe.
Have you seen his stand up?
I haven't seen his stand. I've only seen him roast.
You got to see him as his stand up.
Is it?
It's like he has one special called One Shot that he had on Netflix on there. Watch that because that's a different side of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the dude? He has a show called Tires. Shane.
Oh, Shane Gillis.
Shane Gillis. I like that. I've seen him stand up. He's funny as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of super funny dudes, man. I'm trying to think of a new guy that I've seen recently that I think is funny.
I think I'm trying to think. There's a couple of them I've seen recently. It's just you gotta like. The problem is everything's online now. So if you want to see the newer guys, you just gotta hop on like YouTube and shit.
Yep. Mo, what's his name? Mo. He's where is he from? He's not from. Is he from Pakistan?
Oh, Mo Amer.
Palestinian dude.
Mo Amer. Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, I think he's funny.
I think he's Iraqi.
Iraqi. Okay.
Yeah. Nah, he's funny too. There's a couple guys. There's been a nice there's like 4 or 5 really funny Arab comics right now. One of them's I gotta make a list.
Yeah.
But that's a nice thing that being on Don't Tell Weekly has been like the experience for me is I get to meet like guys right before they blow, because they'll come and headline. Like you saw who is?
So I saw what's his name? Correxican.
Oh, you saw Ian. He's a local.
I don't know the girl's name, but she was on the same car with him, and it was actually got it on my phone.
Ian, who's the girl? Winkleman, Nikki
Winkleman.
Yeah,
and the headliner,
she's also local.
Headliner was a black dude. He looked
Sam J.
Okay.
He's Sam Ike.
Sam Ike.
Yeah, he's funny.
Okay. Now
he's crazy though.
Sam Ike was like,
I respect it.
Here's the thing about Sam Ike. There's no knock to his comedy because in my opinion, he's a super talented dude. I don't think he's super funny, but his style of comedy is just not my style of comedy.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think, it's not like I'm marking him off forever.
Yeah.
I just feel like his set right now, it really didn't touch me.
It didn't do for nothing.
It didn't do much for me. But I feel like he has all the tools.
Yeah, no, he's
to make me laugh.
He's really funny. Sure. He actually he's a big writer.
Yeah.
He works a lot as a comedy writer.
Okay.
So
that's dope.
He he's been trying to float a little bit further away from stand up because he's making a living being funny already. So in his head he's like, well, I'll come do these dates here and there, but
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, So but he's hilarious.
Yeah, for sure.
But I've seen I don't know though. The nice thing about Don't Tell, because it's booked by a really funny guy, Simon, and he's been bringing in headliner. The one thing you don't realize about Columbus Don't Tell is this is probably the best one in the country.
Oh,
no
for
joke.
Real?
No joke.
All right.
As far as the talent, if you go through their Instagram, and click on all the headliners they've had tagged,
they have some dope.
It's not, bro. This is in note by no stretch of my imagination. This is the best. You're better off going to Don't Tell every weekend than the Funny Bone.
Okay.
I'm being serious.
Right.
As far as talent goes.
Right.
Especially the headliners. He gets guys here who are at the cusp of being a super well-known act.
Right.
But they're right on the edge. So working that for the past, I don't know. I've been doing that at least a year and a half.
Okay.
It's just exposed me to so many guys where I'm like, this guy's talented, he's in New York. This guy's talented, he's in LA. This guy's talented, he's in Chicago.
Right.
And I know that they're at a similar level to where I am, where they're making money off of stand-up, but it's not their full-time job.
Right.
They're passed at clubs. Maybe they're opening for guys who are really big.
Right.
But they're still trying to figure that shit out.
Gotcha.
And then you'll check on them a year later and you're like, oh, this guy, he made it finally,
Right.
So, but as far as quality of talent goes, it's not even close, bro. And that's
pretty dope to hear.
Yeah, even if you go in the comedy world, there'll be weeks where there'll be not even weeks, there'll be months where the headliner for Don't Tell in Columbus was somebody from the Cellar, somebody from the Comedy Store, somebody who's killing it in Chicago,
That's
somebody who's a national headliner already but just wants a fun weekend.
Right.
And then the audience has no idea that obviously the person's funny, they're having a great time.
But they're getting some
they're
premiere
getting
shit.
Truly how much does it take? $30?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
You don't understand how much of a deal you're kind of getting for it.
Right.
And I'm not saying that to be because the weekend you were there was we had our headliner canceled. Sam was not even supposed to be the headliner.
He's a
guy who's supposed to do 15 before the headliner.
You know what? And I kind of sensed that.
Yeah.
And listened to a show, and that's why I said, because I didn't know the circumstances.
Yeah.
I said he's a super talented dude, but I feel like he wasn't funny to me because of the set that he put on. It was almost like he came up with some shit. He wrote a little bit beforehand, and then kind of orchestrated it wrong, which is hard as fuck to do in a short period of time. But then I heard he was the headliner. I was like, you know what I'm saying? But hearing that makes me actually give him more respect.
Yeah, well, he got that last minute
on the situation
because he flew in. He's a Boston guy. He flew in, and our headliner dropped.
Damn.
So they were scrambling. They're like, oh, who can we get the headline? Yeah. He's like, fuck it, I'll do it.
That's what's up.
So I respect him for that. But
I respect him for that too.
But yeah, there's weekends where they used to do double shows in the fall, where they'd have okay, there's a guy from SNL over here,
right,
and then over here we got a guy from LA who's funny as hell,
right,
and then it'd be a late show and they're like, fuck it, throw them all on the same show,
right.
And I look at the people in the audience, I'm like, you don't understand. You could have went to the Funny Bone and watched 2 local guys and a TikTok guy.
Yep.
And these are some of the best guys in the country. But yeah, no, it's
that's good to know.
It's I mean if you wanted to go and watch stand up in Columbus, that's where you should go.
Okay.
Not even no joke
right.
It's no club in Columbus is competing with the talent pool you're getting there.
So how often do they throw those shows?
Every weekend.
Every weekend?
Okay. I'm doing 4 shows this weekend.
That was my first one, and I'll definitely want to go back.
And they got Thursdays too now. And the Thursdays is like, sometimes you get a banger on a Thursday, because the Thursday will be someone who's like, all right, I got a show in Indy on Saturday.
Right.
And I had a show in whatever on Wednesday. So they'll just be passing through.
Okay.
So you'll see someone there where you're like, oh, fuck, this guy's like 200,000 a mil on Instagram. He's just popping in and do 15.
Right. That's fire.
But yeah, they really have like the best. I'm happy that I got plugged into this at where I'm at now in my stand-up journey, because now I've got like, I'm talented enough for those people to be like, oh yeah, you can come do spots when you're in my town.
Right.
But I'm not so talented that I've elevated too far past it. So I just got all these people who are like looking out for me, like on like a little brother level.
I got you.
Which is perfect.
Right.
And they're at the level where they're like, looking out for them isn't too much. They're not like millionaires type shit. Like they're not like big. So I'm happy I'm plugged in at where I'm the level that I'm at now, you know? So
that's fire.
No, I really like it, bro. Like I'm happy because there was like a 2-year, not even 2, like a year and a half when I was out in DC, just helping some family out, and I lived out there for a bit, and doing stand up there was really fun. You'd get up to go like 3-4 times a day. Right. But now that I'm here, even though I'm not doing it throughout the week, just doing those don't tells makes it like makes it worth it being out here, you know, for stand up reasons.
I feel like, man, Columbus is prime, and I mean, it wants to have comedy here.
Yeah, for sure.
If somebody could take a hold of it, they could be like on the route Mount Rushmore. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you think of New York, you think of David Attell, you think of DC, you think of Chappelle. Like, there's certain comments you think of when you hear certain areas. So whoever wants to take that, you know what I'm saying, What's by the Range.
It's really just Banks out here. No, Jason Banks.
Jason Banks.
He's the biggest guy out of Columbus.
I've never heard of him.
Oh yeah, he's funny as hell.
Okay.
He's like one of the funniest guys. He's super funny.
That's dope. I'm gonna check him out then.
Yeah, he's funny. You got to see him live if you're. Actually, they got a festival coming up, a Columbus Comedy Festival. He's doing a show at a theater or whatever, but he's really funny.
Like the Ohio Theater, or
I don't know. They got a bunch of like venues that they're doing the festival at.
Oh, okay.
So they're all nearby here, though.
Right.
So for you, that should, you know, if you wanted to pop out. I have
no problem to pop out to that. So I'm gonna put you on the spot. Give me a line that you heard in a movie that is like classic gold, a one-liner that goes down in your comedy. And if you can't give me one or off the top of your head, that's fine, because I got one I want to share with you.
Let me hear yours real quick.
So mine is, and it's not, nobody's ever going to think like this, because it wasn't a comedy scene. It's not from a comedic movie. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's a Denzel line.
Which one? It's
from the movie, I think it was Flight.
Flight, oh, the one where he got drunk on the plane?
Yeah, drunk on the plane, right? So he's talking to his girlfriend.
The Spanish one?
No, it was a white girl.
Oh.
So, you know, he's an alcoholic or whatever.
Right.
She was like on drugs too. And she's trying to talk to him about his situation. And she's like, we're just alike. You're like me. You know what I'm saying? Because they was both had a dependency problem.
Yeah.
And he said, bitch, I'm not like you. I don't suck dick for drugs.
That is a wild line.
So I said, I was in tears, and everybody's looking at me in the theater like, what the fuck is wrong with this man?
That's funny though.
And I thought that shit was hilarious. And because I could hear that shit on the regular street that I grew up on. Yeah. Like, you feel me? Like,
that's a real line.
That's a real ass line.
You probably heard that shit growing up.
Exactly. You feel me? It sounded like I was back on Mount Vernon, you know what I'm saying? Right there on Atchison or whatever. I don't suck dick for drugs, bitch. I was like, oh shit.
But he has a point.
He has a great job. Point. That's a real shit.
Yeah, she's selling pussy for drugs.
They thought they was about to have a heart to heart.
Yeah,
she did. No. Yeah, she did.
He was just like, nah, bitch.
Nah, bitch.
Fuck. I don't even know if I got a good one like that. There was that one scene in Casino. I don't know if you remember.
Okay.
Where Joe Pesci was yelling at
Oh yeah.
And you're just like, you Jew motherfucker.
Yeah.
That shit gets me every time, bro.
Yeah.
The one thing I do love about mob movies is like, if you're not Italian, they always remind you the race you are.
That's real shit.
You dirty Irish motherfucker. And you're
that
just like,
real
damn,
shit.
bro. Like I thought you was willing to die for this motherfucker. And they just will always remind you.
That's real shit. You think I'm funny? Funny how? Funny like a clown?
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah. That I'm trying to think of any other good ones.
I don't know, it'll come, but I'm just saying.
There's some in like the Nollywood films and Nigerian movies I watch.
Okay.
Some of those lines are funny as hell.
Are they?
Oh my god. There's one where this guy was getting, like, his wife made him some food.
Right.
And then he's like, hey, come here. And he points at the field. He's like, what's going on? Are the butchers on strike? Why is there no meat here? And he's just like yelling at his wife.
Right.
And it's not supposed to be a comedy scene, but it makes me laugh every time. There's another one from a movie where a professor is trying to fuck his student.
Okay.
To make sure, and he's like, you can't pass the class.
Right.
Unless you like fuck me type shit. So they're going back and forth. And I forget the exact line, but he's like, you have to suck on this cock or you will not pass. Every time I hear that, because you look at the guy and he looks like he's like working at a bank, like this professional African dude.
Right.
He's like, you have to suck on this cup. Every time I hear that, I collapse. Fuck.
I don't know. Being American,
you gotta watch those Nollywood movies.
You gotta watch them, and then hearing the same lines in a different accent.
That shit is
it tears me the fuck up.
Funny, bro. And like the funniest part is like, they have their own problems. So when you see them deal with like, oh, the well is broken. That shit is so funny, bro.
Yeah. That's a real problem.
Yeah.
That's a real
problem. The water's gone.
The water's gone.
No Flint crisis, bro. It's just not coming.
They ain't coming.
It's not dirty. It's just not coming.
Ain't no brown water. There's no water at all.
Yeah, you can't boil it. That shit is so funny. I can't think of any like other movie lines that stand out to me. There's a few. But not like the Joe Pesci one's the one that comes to me immediately. There's a couple from TV shows. Yeah. The Wire has a bunch of them.
Oh yeah.
So many of them.
There's a lot.
When Snoop was buying that the nail gun.
Okay.
I remember she had went into a hardware store. Mm-hmm. And she was trying to buy it because you remember. They were like killing people and putting them in abandoned houses.
Yeah, right.
And she'd nail the gun.
Snoop and the black dude.
Yeah, so
Chris or whatever his name was.
She went up there to buy the nail gun, and it was like a regular Home Depot guy. She's like, "What kind of work you doing?" She's like, "Oh, we work all over." Right. And then he's selling her a nail gun, and he's like, "Well, this is a powder actuated gun, it has a 27 caliber bullet in it that knocks it in." And then
all right.
And then he's like, a lot of people think it's a small round. She's like, shit, I seen them niggas drop with 22s. And then he's just looking at her crazy.
Yeah. Hey, that's all right. Check me out. This will work.
Yeah. And then immediately, like when she's buying it, she's like, how much is it? And he's like, it's like 600. So she just breaks him off 1,000. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, you don't want to go check out? She's like, nah, you take care of that.
Take care of that. Right.
That show had so many scenes like that, man.
So I went to Baltimore around the time that show had came out, and that's
crazy.
I
went there recently. My mom works out there.
How's it looking?
It's all right. I mean, it's still what it is.
Still what it is.
But I love the town. It's a fun town. Yeah, I like it. I've done some shows out there. I hung out. It's a cool spot. But you went out there when I
went out there, it was my first time going out in like that Maryland area.
Yeah.
Good food. But me, all right, here's the thing about me. The places that people don't want to go, I'm fine with going. Yeah. Because I look like the motherfuckers that's from there anyway. Yeah. So I'll blend in.
Right in, yeah.
I'm chilling, you know what I'm saying? So for my homeboy Ricky, he all worried and shit. I'm not never worried. Yeah. Like this motherfucker look like me. Now, it's not always a good thing, you know what I'm saying? But most of the time when I want to travel, I don't give a fuck. If it's pork and beans in Miami, where the fuck? I'm going to where.
Well, the nice thing about being black is you can go to dangerous places on this side of the world. Yeah. You go to Brazil. Look just like the motherfucker right there.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, bro.
So you be all right.
That just tells me I fit into all the shitty places around the world.
You go to South Africa.
If it's a shitty place,
be cool.
I fit in. Yeah. But I went there. And I had seen the show, And honestly, I'm riding down the street with the chick I was messing with at the time and some of her friends, and every block looked like the fucking show.
Yeah.
And it was the realest shit. I was like, damn, this shit is really like this.
Yeah.
Ended up going to a pool hall, you know what I'm saying, getting litty, and it was like, this was before shit was legal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is way before that. And we was doing everything out in the open. Like, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I had the time of my fucking life. And then we went to some club. You paid like $5 or $10. They gave you a cup. And then you drank out of that cup all night. But whatever you got in that cup was free because you already paid.
The entry, yeah.
The entry, whatever. So, I mean, I had a ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't say everybody that.
I had a good time in Baltimore.
I had a hell of a time. But I went to the turf. Like, I went down to the nastiest.
West side Baltimore.
Yeah, and I had a ball. You know what I'm saying? So.
Nah, I fuck with Baltimore. I went out there. I went to a couple jazz clubs. I went to a couple like night spots.
Okay.
And the only difference is like now instead of it being crack, it's just like straight heroin.
Yeah.
And the demo of people who are like nodding out, it got whiter a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because all the fiends out there are like hooked on.
Yeah.
What's that stuff called?
The fentanyl, bro.
The fent, and like they have like a tranquilizer, and is it trank? That's what they call it.
Bruh.
That shit is crazy.
That shit is ridiculous. You weren't talking about. I heard Boosie say it. He said, I wish all the people were still on crack.
Crack, yeah.
He said, fentanyl killing everybody.
Yeah.
He said, I wish you was on crack still. And
no, crack was fine, really, when you think about it.
There was some crackheads that was they
had
30,
jobs.
40 years.
They're still alive now.
Still around. You know what I'm saying? Fentanyl drop you.
Nah, that fentanyl will take you out.
It'll take you out.
And not even on like heroin. I've seen a bunch of dudes I know who do coke get taken out by fent.
Yeah.
Because they don't mix it, and then you just take one hit and you're gone.
That shit, bro. So.
See, that's why I can't fuck with drugs right now.
Don't do drugs.
I don't do shit.
Don't do drugs, bro.
Do shit. I just smoke weed every once in a while.
I'm saying, keep it natural.
Yeah, but I know, like, coming up, a lot of my friends did drugs. They still do, like pills, coke, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But now with the fent, bro, it's not even worth the risk, really. Like, unless you're getting it from a pharmacy with the pills, like, you know there's something in there, you know?
Yeah.
But the stuff I seen in Baltimore and in Philly especially, I've never seen no shit like that before in my life, bro. Especially Philly. Philly was crazy. I did not expect to see that because it's right there by the university.
Right.
And it's just like, it's not that it's like you've never seen that many like drug addicts in one spot.
Right.
It's just so many of them.
Yeah.
Like on a block.
Right.
By block. And then you just see like one block, it'll be like 150. And you're thinking like, oh, maybe like it'll die down. And then later on throughout the day or night, you come by and it's the same amount.
Same amount.
All fucked up.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy to me. And
that is crazy.
I remember I was down there with my dad, and he's not from, like, he grew up back home in Ethiopia, like, most of his life. So he's always just like, why is the government not doing anything about this? He's like, these are the, like, American people. Like, you just gonna drive by this?
That ain't a priority.
I know, it's so crazy to him. He's just like, well, they have all this money. They could fix this problem very easily.
For sure.
But that
100%.
shit was, it made me sad, too. Especially when you see, like, it'll just be like 20 or 30 like men or women who are under the age of like 25. You could just tell.
Yeah, that is sad.
And you're just like, fuck, bro. Like, you didn't even get a chance to fuck up for real.
That is sad.
Because if you get like in an accident or you like drink and drive or you like get bankrupt or something, like, you could shake back.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could shake back from that shit, bro. Because that I feel like that takes a piece of you, bro.
It's gonna take a piece of your soul, and
hell yeah, bro.
For you to come back from that, you're gonna have to have like, I don't know, a lot of fucking help.
I will say though, those motherfuckers don't get cold. I don't know what it is. I do. It was like 32, 31. I saw a motherfucker with no shoes just walking around.
Naked in a motherfucker.
I was like, damn, all right, bro. Shit, I guess heroin keeps you warm.
Yeah, I guess so. But
it was scary out there. Philly's a fun spot. Baltimore's a fun spot. What are some places that you grew up going to in America that like that were a moment in time that you wish you could visit again?
A moment in time.
Because you're 40, so you got to experience the U.S. in like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So like flip phones.
So
that type shit.
Honestly, all my traveling back in the day used to be when I was a kid. It all evolved around sports.
Oh, you did sports?
So yeah, my family didn't. We wouldn't have money like that, but anything I did, I was either traveling on a sports team. So that's how I got around. You know what I'm saying?
Is that how you got to Baltimore?
No, that was like late. That was like in my early 20s.
So how old? What were the years in your early 20s?
My early 20s.
It was like
were
what?
Like 2004.
That's still early 2000s. Yeah. 04 to like 2010.
Basically, yeah.
That's a good time, bro. I feel like you had just enough technology then.
Nah, it was dope. Like we still had like social media, like
but you had to go
like
to a computer.
Instagram and all that shit.
You had to go to a computer.
Yeah, I had to go to a computer. Yeah, you had like Instant Messenger, like you had like Facebook, you had Black Planet used to be a thing.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like how Twitter is now.
Right.
It was like the Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
Like all kinds of shit used to go down on there. But it was still like you had to go to see somebody to really
know them, have fun type
right.
shit.
Now getting on the chats was cool, you know what I'm saying? Because it was like a different world. It was like you got to meet people, but it wasn't really like you was linking up with people
strangers.
in the chat. You feel me? You wasn't linking up with strangers.
So that's like, so when you were, so what was the like getting hoes process at that time?
You had to go.
You just had to pull up at spots.
Pull up, bruh. Meet them, or you might have knew a chick that you just never really took the time to get at. You know what I'm saying? And
so you couldn't. Yeah.
It wasn't like you was just out here. Like you had to go out. You was clubbing every night to meet somebody. You know what I'm saying? And even at the clubs, it's almost like it's a fashion show. Like people pop out. But people really always got something at home. They got their man, you know what I'm saying? It was very rare that you would just finding like super single people out there.
Really
trying to, you know what I'm saying, get it in. They was out there, but everybody had something. It's like...
well, everybody kind of got something right now.
Everybody kind of got something at the same time. So you might meet a chick at the club, and for you to get her home that night, it could happen. Well, more than likely, she already got something set up.
So you
already got something set up.
Right.
So it had to be something super intriguing, like, oh, damn.
Oh.
This is like, she nice.
And then you take the risk.
Then you take the risk, you know what I'm saying? But you already got something lined up before you even go out.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Because nobody want to go out, get lit, and then be horny to motherfucker, and you ain't got no skins to go back home to.
That's true.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You already got a sneaky link.
That's fair. See, that's the thing. Like now, I feel like there's too many like options and distractions.
There's a lot of options and distractions.
Like right now, like I got like 10 DMs running, 10, 15 DMs running.
Yeah.
From those 10, 15 DMs, you might link with like 7 of them.
Right.
From them 7, you might break off like 4. You know, and you really only fuck with 2 of them.
That's still a good percentage though. 4 out of 10, that ain't bad.
Yeah, but I don't shoot that crazy. I only fuck with people who like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know some motherfuckers who like pull up on strangers. I'm not that type of guy. Bro.
Yeah, I feel you.
I gotta know I got like, cause I don't want to have to like persuade. I don't like persuading motherfuckers. Like you either fuck with me or you don't.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand that. I never was like a super game spitter, like chasing
I
shit.
never understood them niggas, bro.
Like, I respect the hustle though. Like
I don't.
I listen. I know dudes
yourself,
that will talk a chick until finally he beat her down. That was never my
See, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to beat you down, bro.
I don't need
This isn't a sales pitch. Like I'm not giving you a roof. You either fuck with me or you don't. If you don't, cool, brother. Go do your thing. Like
yeah.
But I don't like being like, bro. I never understood that mentality. Or like dudes I know who like doing like a numbers type thing. Like I knew dudes who were like good looking dudes, tall dudes, will hoop like when I was coming up. Got all the attention from women.
Right. And
they would like they'd be like, I'm about to hit up like 20 girls tonight. And I'm like, why, bro? You got 6 right there. Why are you doing all that like effort?
Yeah.
But they just love the pursuit. Like they ain't
it's like a bravado thing.
Yeah, I can't do that shit, bro.
You know what I'm saying? It make you feel good. to know that people want to entertain you. You know what
I'm good on that, bro. I know I'm cool. I don't need the like reinforcement.
But you got a lot of you're self-aware. You're secure in yourself. A lot of people ain't secure.
A little bit, not really.
But a lot of people aren't secure in themselves.
I guess that's fair.
Like a lot of people, even the people that you might think like got it all together.
I feel like I don't have it all together necessarily, but I'm just not at that level.
Well, I'll tell you this: you got the upper hand because being in comedy is one of the ways you can get confronted with reality fucking fast. Really fast. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Some people never face rejection ever in their life. Yeah. And they face it and they all fucked up.
Yeah.
For a long fucking time. And then they never want to feel that again. I feel like you can't be like that when you're a comedian.
Nah, it happens to you all the time, every day.
Yeah, it's going to happen. So you're going to have to figure out how to bounce back quick. And then after you feel, you're like, that shit ain't even that big of a deal. I pick myself up. It's like motherfuckers that was jumping off of the towers when
the stock market
crashed. Oh, I lost all my money. Black people been broke forever.
I know.
It ain't that big a deal.
I know.
We'll figure
you bounce
it out.
Back. You already made millions. You can come back to making millions.
I don't even need millions, bro. I could bounce back tomorrow. I'll be fine. I lose my job today. I can get another one tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? So it's all a matter of perspective.
That is true. I mean, that's one thing that's like kind of always keeping me grounded is having family back home. Cause like anytime I'm like, fuck, I like my life is tough, and then I'll just think about my grandma, and I'm like, she's in the active Civil War. I'm like, I'm cool.
Right.
You know.
That's a real reality.
Yeah. So then whenever I'm like, cause I've been like, you know, you had some shit happen here. You go through a breakup. You know, you fucking get in a car accident. You're like, fuck, my life sucks. Yeah. I just call my grandma, and she's like, yeah, bro, like they blew up my neighbor's house, and I'm just like, all right, I'm cool.
Yeah. We cool now.
I'll be cool. Like I got insurance.
That shit on insurance. We good.
We're good. So yeah, that always keeps me like grounded and like appreciative, very appreciative. But shit, I think
that's just important.
No, that's really important. I got to go back here soon, bro. I got to go back. I feel like I need a reset. I've been out here for too long, bro. Especially around white people. I got to chill. I've hit my white limit, bro. That's enough for me.
Well, I would say this, man. When you in a place that nobody hardly really looks like you when you're going around.
Man, that shit is not fun, bro.
It's not fun. But
it is. You don't realize how not fun it is for about like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm in like a lot of white spaces. And at first I was like, this is cool. But now I'm just like, fuck, this is grating, bro. It's not even the big shit. It's the little shit just piles up. And you're like, you just look at them and you're like, bro, how do you act like this like all the time?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy. Like, if I was part of the majority, and I don't even blame, because it could be Asian people, it could be any race. So it's not about white people with me. It's about a group of people that dominate a space. You know what I'm saying?
But white people are special. I'm telling you.
They're special.
I'm telling you, bro. Because, like, if you're in China, like, there's cultures, there's traditions.
Yeah.
There's shit to do. They're, like, around family all the time.
Yeah.
So if my African, like, essence is like, okay, they respect their family. They hang out with their family. Yeah. They have traditions. They have holidays.
Right.
You know, they have like certain principles that they don't fuck with.
Right.
And then you get around white people and you're like, there's no like boundaries, if that makes sense.
I think that's like an American thing.
That's an American thing for sure. And then like
an American thing.
Because like even with the black community, like most of them are religious. Like they grew up in the church.
Right.
They love their family. Most of them are fucking with their family. They have certain shit that they just won't do.
Right.
So when I'm around black people, I'm like, oh, I feel comfortable. Yeah. Because I know the I know their culture.
Right. I guess you.
When I'm around white people, I'm like, I don't know what you.
Right.
I don't know what you fuck with.
I know what to expect.
I don't know what to expect. I don't know if you're a fucking.
We out here now.
Yeah. I don't know if you a swinger. I don't know if you fuck with. Whatever that like shit is, where you dress up as like a fucking squirrel and fuck people. I don't know what you're into, bro.
Right.
So that always threw me off. And then you're always just like in your head, because if I go back home, I'm just another guy. So I feel comfortable. I'm just cool. Yeah. Then I feel like a person again. But out here, you just feel like an inconvenience. So you just go to a spot and you're like, fuck, I got to explain myself again, you know?
It's definitely, it can be inconvenient. So I was talking to somebody, and a lot of people, and I don't know if anybody else does it besides black people, but I'm black, so this is what we do a lot. Code switch.
Oh, you have to.
You got a code switch.
You don't have an option.
You grew up doing it, so you do it so much to the point where it's not even like a thing.
It's not even intentional.
It just happens. It's like instinct. You feel me?
Yeah.
But you don't really realize you doing it until you sit back and look at yourself and like, damn, why the fuck am I acting like this? Why am I talking like this? This ain't how I fucking talk. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like it's not speaking a different language, but it's like you're bilingual in a dialect of English.
Yeah.
You feel me? That you can speak it this way or you can speak it this way. So that's the luxury that the majority never has to deal with.
Never.
You feel me? So I feel like if you're part of the majority, you have a sense of freedom that a lot of people don't. They can't fucking obtain.
Yeah.
They don't even understand that shit. So when you be like, you don't understand, because bro, they can do whatever the fuck they want to do and be comfortable in doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even fucking matter what it is. I can go out here and be shooting guns out in the middle of the fucking public, walking down the street with AK-47s, you know what I'm saying?
Wild shit.
This is my motherfucking right, all right. Yeah, because you know if you don't look like that, what would normally happen? You already got an idea in your head.
Yeah.
They don't have that fucking idea in their head. But they shouldn't, because they're not part of that minority.
Yeah.
So that just is what it is, you know what I'm saying? I never lived in a situation where I was a majority. So.
See, but that's the other thing. We don't do wild shit like that back home. You can't do stupid shit like that. You have like a culture, you have rules.
Yeah.
And they're not laws, but everybody just looks at you crazy.
For sure.
Whereas out here, they're like, be yourself, you're individual, you know, like make yourself happy. Out there, it's like family, church.
Yeah.
You can't do something that like brings like a bad name on your family.
Right.
So people don't do like stupid shit. Right. Or if they do it in secret. Which I think is like, people always look down on that, but I think that's a better space to operate in.
Okay.
Because like at least there's like a mutual respect in between you and other people.
Yeah.
Out here, like, it's really just been these last few like months I've been thinking about this shit really in depth. Like when you meet somebody, like I'll meet people and they're just like, I hate my family. I'm like, that's weird, bro. Like I could never understand that. Like even if they did like weird. They'd have to do some really fucked up shit, your family, for you to be like, I hate them. Or like people will tell me like, I haven't talked to my family in 10 years. I'm like, it can't be that. Like who else do you have?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So that shit always throws me off.
This is definitely a different culture out here. I think, in my opinion, like this country is like the juveniles of the world.
Yeah, they're still figuring this shit out.
It's a young country, and when you throw a bunch of different people in a country, and then everybody has to work under one type of people's guidelines that they didn't grow up like that. It's like shit just gotta shake out. It's just gonna shake out, and it's not gonna be pretty. It ain't been pretty. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, I feel for like, the last few years, yeah.
I mean, it has. It's always getting better. Yeah. I'll say this: it's always getting better compared to the big scope of things. Like, and I know some religious nuts that going to super disagree with me. Yeah. But the way I look at it is like this: if you want to look at the big fucking picture of humanity. And everybody always says, oh, it's the end of times, this, that, and the third. Okay. I remember when they was clubbing bitches to get dates back in the medieval times. Yeah. You feel me? So
yeah, you be all right.
Like, it's
you get a headache, you can go pop an Advil. Exactly. Yeah, like things have gotten a lot better.
Exactly, yeah. I'm pretty sure if you go out here and say something somebody don't like, they ain't gonna burn you at the stake. Like,
they ain't even gonna hit you, most people.
Exactly. Shit's always getting better. You might see some ugly shit, but it ain't compared to what it used to be.
That, and I think a lot of people see like more shit on a daily basis because of their phones.
Yeah, they see shit, but even the shit you seeing ain't the shit that used to go on. It's a lot. It's
but if you just focus on your like what's going on around you, it's really not.
Yeah, what the fuck is you whining about?
There's like what 1 or 2 shootings a week.
Yeah, how many,
at max?
First of all, how many times and I'm in a different situation, but how many times have people, ask yourself this, people, how many times have you literally seen somebody shot or stabbed in real time?
It's been at least 2 years for me.
2 years. The average person ain't never seen a person shot or stabbed. The average person.
Right.
You hear about it, you might see a video of it, but you ain't never seen it.
No.
It's not going to affect you. And people let so much shit that is not happening to them affect them. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, no, it's people just on their phones too much. Like, especially here, the one thing I hate about Columbus right now is like, anytime there's a shooting in the short north, they act like it's a mass murder.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Bro, 16-year-olds, like, why are y'all acting like it's brand new?
It's crazy.
And then they always do the thing, they're like, we're shutting the street down, or you can't come out here after midnight, or for one, like 2 years ago, they're like, oh, there was a shooting, we're closing the halal carts. What the fuck did they do?
Bro, I like me a good little gyro.
If anything, they're calming people down.
Bro, give me a little $5 holler any day of the week, bro, over a 5-star restaurant.
Yeah, so I did not, bro. That shit always blows me away. People are always just like, yeah, I don't feel safe or whatever. I'm like, bro, you haven't. Nothing happened. Like, there's one.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
You'll be all right.
Yeah.
And even if some shit did happen, they don't care about you, bro.
They don't give a fuck about you.
They have their own shit they're worried about.
They're not worried about you, bro. So, yeah.
Yeah, so shit it's very safe right now. Like, the crime isn't that bad. People are acting like crime was crazy.
Right.
Crime was way worse, 20 years ago?
20 years ago.
Shit was nuts.
40 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. I think people, lose focus of that shit. And they get too much into, like you said, their phone.
Like, you grew up out here in early 2000s.
Yeah.
That shit was not. Yeah. That was a different town.
Different time, bro.
Yeah.
Different time. It was a different time. It wasn't no internet beef.
It was real.
We had real beef. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gonna embarrass me online.
Yeah.
It's different when I pull up to your crib or you pull up to mine, or you know what I'm saying? This street don't like that street like this shit. And I'm saying the same shit ain't happening now, but the crime's gonna happen.
Right.
It ain't never gonna be a utopia. But trust me,
it's a lot
today is better than it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Believe that.
Yeah, no, it's not even close.
Not even
and
close.
That's the one thing I hate. Like, a lot of people, they always complain about that from like a suburban experience.
Yeah.
And then they'll move to a town and then they'll just say like, oh, crime is crazy. And I'm like, no, this is just a city. It's more people here.
More people.
There's probably crime in your suburb. You just didn't live on the block that it happened on.
Right.
So yeah, no, honestly, like, you need a little crime. You need a little bit of it, because if it's too safe, then like, shit's boring. Pawn shops empty. Like, ain't shit going on.
Too safe. It might be caught in town.
Yeah,
there might be some shit going on that we don't know about.
Yeah, you don't want that.
You don't want that.
You want a little crime. You want a couple drug addicts around.
For sure.
You want some people doing some salacious activities. You want a couple stolen. Like, you need some stolen shit.
Right.
What? Because then like. There's no zest in life at that point. You need some criminals.
Yeah.
Even some shooting, like, you know, they got to get that energy out, you know?
There's going to be criminals wherever you go. Somebody going to try to, you know, get the system and try to make it work for them.
What's the wildest shit you seen recently?
The wildest shit I seen a car accident. And it was like some Final Destination shit. So think like this. You get in a car accident, right?
Okay.
You live. You're like, oh my God, I made it.
I'm good.
Your car like flips, but it still lands on all fours. So you made it through all that, and then you get out the car and die.
From what?
Another car that hit you.
Oh fuck. Was this on a highway?
It's on a highway.
Damn.
So they got hit by a semi. Flipped the semi. Semi driver lives. Both of the driver and the passenger of the car that got hit, they live. They flip over into the opposite lane. So now
oncoming
traffic, right? So driver gets out, he runs across the street and he gets out the way. The passenger gets out, car comes, hits his ass.
Fuck.
So when I pulled up on the scene, this is what I saw. Car door. His head is like sticking out the car so I can see his face. And I can see his hands. And then I can see his feet were right by his hands.
Oh, shit.
So it hit him, folded, and twisted his body. So you see a head, hand, both feet facing this way.
And
his hands and the feet are facing opposite directions.
And the rest of his body's inside.
And the rest of the body's inside.
Fuck.
So
that's some wild shit, bro.
That is some wild shit.
And now it's just like, and you just gotta clean that shit up, I guess.
Keep it moving.
Damn.
Yeah, unfortunate situation.
That's fucked. I feel bad for the guy who was driving.
I feel bad for both of them. I feel bad for the guy that got hit because I can just imagine.
You were like, oh, I made it.
I made it.
I'm good.
I made it.
Yeah.
And then life hit your ass.
Boom.
Boom.
Just a fucking
You
Subaru.
didn't make it.
Yeah. Damn, that's rough.
That's some
bro.
crazy
Fuck.
shit.
Yeah, and I'm happy I don't have to see that shit every day. The last time I saw someone die I saw a dude get shot like a year, 2 years ago. I was at work, and we have an office off of Livingston, and it's just some dude at the apartments. He's just standing up, and then another dude walks up on him. They start talking shit. The second dude walks up, pink V-neck, which I thought was crazy.
Right.
Pink V-neck, dreads, and they're just arguing. It was the middle of the afternoon. I'm like, oh, maybe they'll fight or something.
Right.
Then the dude, like, he's like kind of over it. He gets up, he goes down the stairs. Other dude pulls a gun out of his backpack, 2 shots, boom, boom.
Damn.
And then they see me. I'm spraying like weeds, and I'm like,
right.
Fuck.
I ain't seen nothing.
I ain't see shit. I just kept spraying.
I'm just spraying my weeds.
And then these dudes, like, they did that, and then they just like got on the bus. That was the wildest part to me. Is like they shot this guy, they looked around, they saw the bus was there, they got on the bus and just left.
Yeah,
and then I remember the investigator. He was asking me like,
yeah.
He's like, what happened? I was like, check the bus, motherfucker.
I don't know,
but you might want to check the one bus. Check the one bus going up north.
That was by 4 p.m. every day.
The audacity to those guys, it makes me laugh. Like I feel bad that the dude lost his life, but I'll feel fucked up if somebody shot me and then just got on the bus, bro. Like they didn't even have a car to get away with. Like they came there, they really wanted to get you, bro. They didn't even have a way to get out of there.
That's wild.
So yeah, I think that was the last time. And then I remember they asked for the security camera footage, and I tried to pull it, but I didn't have the angle. I was on the phone when that happened. I was talking to my friend. I was just telling him about like my week. I think I had like a show later today, so I was telling him about that. And I was like, oh, this dude's over here arguing, and it's like boom. And I was like, this motherfucker just got shot. And then they just hopped right on the bus, man.
Oh, man. I think I always feel disrespected if I'm sitting here and I'm floating away and I see this dude
This motherfucker gets on a bus, bro. That means he got there on a bus.
I might have to haunt this motherfucker.
Yeah, I would for sure, bro. You couldn't even get a car to come kill him, bro.
That's not respectable. That's crazy.
If he walked away, I'd at least respect him a little more.
That's fucked up.
He got on a bus, bro. And that means he sat next to somebody and they didn't know it. He just shot somebody.
I got popped by a bus rider.
A bus rider, bro.
What
he
the
probably
fuck?
Yeah, he had to pull $2 out to get away.
A ride by.
A
drive by.
Yeah.
We did
a ride by, bro. He might have had the Dakota bus, like
That's
the pass.
Crazy.
That shit makes me like. At first, I was fucked up about it, but the more I think about him getting on the bus, that shit makes me laugh so hard, bro. Because that means he got on the bus. He was at home. He left his house.
Yeah.
He got to the bus stop and he was like, I'm about to go shoot this motherfucker. He got on the bus. He got off the stop. He walked the 2 blocks. He argued with this guy.
Right.
Shot him. Then got back on the bus. I was like, all right, I'm going to go home. That shit blows me away every time, bro.
You know the bus ain't getting nowhere quick.
Hell no. He had to stop.
Stop 3 or 4 stops before you even get there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And this is on Livingston. That bus ain't going fast at all.
You will stop every block.
Every block.
Every block.
And the cops, by the time they got there, it had to be by Bexley by then.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So he definitely got away with it. I don't know if they ever found that guy, but that shit always makes me laugh.
Yeah, I mean that is funny, man. Like
also, I mean, the shit I seen on like in the short north just doing stand up because we used to do outdoor shows a lot. Mm-hmm. Man, the amount of motherfuckers who just pull their gun out for no reason, bro. Yeah. One time, bro, we were roasting this one dude. This is bald dude. He had to be like 50, 55. But he was dressed like a young nigga. That was a confusing part. He had like the skinny jeans on. Right. With the hoodie and everything. Right. So I knew he was on like, I was like, oh, this motherfucker dangerous. Shit, yeah. Or he got Viagra in his pocket, like some weird shit. So we were roasting him. And then he just pulled out like a big ass 45. Yeah. On High Street. Uh-huh. And he was like, oh, y'all think that shit is funny? And in my head, I'm like,
I do still think it's funny.
I still think it's funny, but in my head, my first thought was like, where did he have this gun hidden? Right. Because he put it out on some GTA shit. Like, I don't know where it appeared from. Right. He had on like skinny jeans and like a parka, like the mesh joint. So if he had it in his hoodie pocket, I would have seen like the imprint.
Right.
But he just reached in there. It felt like he was not getting it, and he pulled out big gun. And then he started talking shit to us, and then we calmed him down, and he's kind of cool. He fucked with us after that. I saw another dude. We were fucking with him. He was on the top of a Honda, sitting on top of the Honda, out the moonroof, 2 guns in his lap, riding down up and down High Street.
Right.
2 guns in his lap.
That's great.
Not a care in the world. There was another time I saw a girl. It was a group of girls at Goody Boy. We were doing an outdoor show, and another girl drove by in a Dodge Durango, and they're like singing in the Dodge Durango, and she was outside of the moonroof, and she saw the girl at Goody Boy, and she was like, "Stop the car! Stop the car!" She jumps out of the moonroof, runs towards a group of girls, and starts fighting them. Stops traffic. Everybody's fucked up, and then one of her friends, like, I think she shot, and then everyone kind of dispersed.
That's wild.
And then I'm trying to think, was the other times has been like we were around juggalos. You know what juggalos are?
Yeah, it's like the dudes that
the Insane Clown Posse fans.
Oh, juggalos, yeah.
Not the dudes who sell dick.
Okay, that's what I was thinking of.
Juggalos are the dudes who are fans of the ICP.
Okay. And they dress up clown paint.
So they had like a little festival, and we did a show afterwards, and it was like a show where we did a lot of crowd work. So we were fucking with the people in the audience, and I made fun of one of the juggalos, like their body or whatever. They were having fun. And then, like, while I was telling jokes, this dude pulls his pants out, off, like, full on naked.
Right.
Turns around, and then he shows me his asshole.
What the fuck?
Exactly. And then I was immediately like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I don't understand why this guy just showed me his butt.
Right.
So we kept making fun of him. And then we were fucking with him, whatever, telling jokes or whatever, fucking with him. And then eventually we made a joke about, like, people having, like, heroin overdoses. That's where his line was.
He's like, oh.
That was his line.
That shit was real to him.
That's what was real to him. Showing an asshole in public.
Right.
Fine. But you make a joke about heroin. This motherfucker lost his mind, bro. He started swinging at people in the audience. That shit's not fucking funny, bro. My friends died of that. And I'm like, all right, I get it.
All right.
But you just showed your your actual ass to everybody in the audience. Bro, there used to be so many fights when we did those shows out there. One of my boys made fun of this trans Asian skateboarder.
Okay.
And he was like, I'm Asian too, so he's fucking with him. And then he asked them what their pronouns are, and they're like, that's not fucking funny. Right. And then they tried to beat him with the skateboard, and then they threw the skateboard at him.
Damn.
And then they started to like try to fight him and shit. It was so like, that was a fun time for me. I really enjoyed that
Comedians,
shit.
Bro, y'all got heart.
That shit was fun, bro.
That ain't for the faint of heart.
No, I enjoyed it. I miss that shit. Now I do like actual shows. I gotta perform well. There's nothing better than like going somewhere and you're like, I'm about to just fuck with people for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Fuck. I should bring that back. That shit was fun.
I think that kind of comedy is missed in this. We
used to do a Monday show. Was it Monday or Tuesday show? Mm-hmm. And our biggest like group of fans was strippers because it was their night off. So they just used to bring like the dudes they were tricking off that day. And then like there was like a month where all the strippers would come to our comedy shows and throw ones at us while we were telling jokes.
That's wild.
That shit was beautiful, bro. Because you do a joke and then a girl would just come to you and just like $20. Just
that's dope.
That shit was amazing. I love that.
Yeah, I would love that too.
That shit was so fun. And those were like the best strippers too. They were so nice. Man. Yeah. I miss those girls. They were fun. Yeah. Let's see if I got their info.
I don't know, man. Comedy, I love it. And I feel like
I gotta have you come down to a couple more shows.
Yeah, bro. I gotta come because I miss when it was dangerous. Like, not dangerous to the point where, like, you know what I'm saying, you feel like somebody can get popped. Even though that could happen. But dangerous, like, you don't know what they're going to say. And nobody is off limits. Right. There's no protected class of people that can't be talked about. Everybody's a target. Right. And that's true comedy, in my opinion. You might take offense to it. Oh, well. Laugh at yourself sometimes. Like, stop taking yourself so fucking serious. Because that's where you get along. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody can get made fun of. That's what we all have in common. We might not have nothing else in common. But I can fucking make fun of you, and you can make fun of me. And then we can fucking laugh. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. take a shot and keep it moving.
That's when it's the funnest, bro. I love comedy, bro. I gotta have you come out to a couple more shows, bro.
I'm definitely gonna come out, man. But I'll say this, man. I appreciate you coming out.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you ever want me to pull up on, if you have like a group podcast setting, I'll pull up on you.
Definitely.
I'll send you some of the clips of my old shit. It was super fun.
Yeah, bro. Let me get that shit because I'll post it, repost, or whatever. Like I'm trying to get as many interesting, build it up, get as many interesting people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On here, and you definitely. I appreciate you coming out.
Nah, for sure, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you having me on. This was fun.
All right, my dog Sammy, man. We out.
All right, man. Thank you. All right, man.